Hello folks, this is Abby Jepson from CNN News. Tonight we have a special guest star on the show for an interview. The beautiful, the one-of-a-kind, Nancy! Well, thank you for joining us on this fine night. Well, thank you for having me. Alright, well tonight I'm just going to ask you a few questions and hope to get to know the real Nancy better. Sound good? Sounds splendid. Alright, let's begin. So first off, I want to know, what was your childhood like? Well, Abby, the best saying to describe my childhood was probably desperate times call for desperate measures. I had to steal in order to survive, starting when I was half as old as Oliver. I have been in the same trade and in the same service for 12 years since. Don't you know it? Wow, you had a really rough life, Nance. I know. I don't like talking about it. That's okay, we can move on. So, what do you do for a living? Like, do you have a job? Well, the best way to describe my career is what some call me. I am a lady of the night. Wow, that's, interesting. Indeed it is, girl. Okay, Nance, next question. What is your personal opinion of Oliver Twist? Oliver Twist is a sweet young boy who I can relate to, growing up with such a difficult life myself, much like him. I want what's best for him, so he can live his life much easier than I have lived mine. Aw, that's so kind of you, Nancy. Well, Abby, kind is my middle name. Alright, Nancy, now I'm going to move on to some deeper questions. You're going to have to think about these ones. You ready for this? I'm as ready as I'll ever be. What was your initial reaction, the first thing that went through your head, when you heard Monks tell Fagin the truth about Oliver? I was flabbergasted. I panicked. Once I calmed down, I knew I had to go tell someone. A girl like me can only keep a secret for so long. Wow, that must have caused you a ton of stress. It did. And I was in therapy for weeks after that. Now, that day where you met Rose and Mr. Brownlow on the bridge, and they offered you a passage to a foreign country where you could live in peace, stress-free, no more therapy. How come you said no? Well, Abby, the offer was something I had to consider. I mean, who wouldn't consider it? But in the end, Bill Sikes is my true love, and I couldn't leave him behind. Wow, the things people will do for love. Yes, love is worth any sacrifice. Now, Nancy, this may be a hard one, but what are your feelings towards Bill Sikes? That's not a hard question at all. Bill Sikes, he's the love of my life. Not only is he my provider, my caretaker, but he's also the man of my dreams. Yeah, he acts out sometimes, but nobody's perfect. Forgive and forget. Nobody's perfect? Forgive and forget? That's an interesting way to look at it. It's not an interesting way, Abby. It's the only way. Now, this one's tricky, so if you need some time to think about it, I can give you time. If you could describe yourself with 3 words, what would those 3 words be and why? Well, my first word would definitely be loyal, because even though my baby Bill can be a pain in my ass, I have stuck with him through everything. My second word would have to be caring, because I have put my life on the line for that boy Oliver more than enough times, and now I'll have the kindness of my heart. And my third word would probably have to be legit, because none get more real than this. Wow, just wow. You're such a genuine person, Nancy. Aw, I'm flattered. Now, Nancy, is the rumor of you and Fagin having an affair true? What? What is this nonsense? Whoa, it's just a question. Hell no, I would never let that worthless criminal lay a hand on this merchandise. Now you see, Nancy, this is where it doesn't make sense. You just called Fagin a worthless criminal and said you wouldn't let him lay a hand on you. Bill Sikes has committed far many more crimes, and way more intense crimes, and you let him touch you. Sounds a little bit hypocritical to me. I love Bill Sikes. That man has done so much good for me. He's Abby. Nancy, honey, don't cry over one little question. If it makes you emotional, forget about it. We can move on. Okay. Let's move on. You still seem a little bent out of shape. How about one more question, then we'll be done for the night? Yeah, I guess that works. Now, Nancy, do you really think, from the bottom of your heart, that Bill Sykes loves you as much as you love him? Of course he does! We are soulmates, meant to be! Truly inspirational. Well, I guess that's a wrap. Thank you for coming tonight. It's been an amazing opportunity talking to you, and I'm so glad you were willing to do this. Oh, anytime, Abby. It was very enjoyable. Thank you for having me. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our incredible interview with Nancy. Give it up for our amazing guest.